see what system looks like. Okay. Oop. Okay, so to get started, we're going to need to shut down the recording unit here, but I think what we want to do first is just to show the size of the drive on here. So right now it's got basically a 300 gigabyte drive, and so it's utilizing 298. That might be a 320 drive, but that's what I have in there now. It's pretty small, and it's not a security type Western Digital red type drive or anything. It's just a standard. I don't even think it's like a Western Digital blue or anything. I'm not sure what's in there, but it's a pretty old drive, so we want to replace that. So we want to go back to the main menu. Basically, we're just going to shut down the system, and your menu might look a little different from this, and sometimes I know I get most of my information through the network, but I'm working off the unit itself today, and this is the screen I use to monitor the actual recording unit. So we're going to go ahead and shut this down, and shut down. Okay, saving data. All right, so not much to it. I just want to make sure we shut down properly before we start digging into the insides to remove the hard drive. Okay, now that we got the unit shut down and we removed it from its location and unplugged everything, and that's sometimes the biggest pain of all, is to undo your wiring that you've taken care of so well and have nice and tidy somewhere. But one thing, though, as you can see, is how dirty this thing is, and so that's kind of the next step. I think we're going to want to go ahead and maybe vacuum things off, and we'll probably want to vacuum out the inside as well. Now, if you saw my video from a while back, when I first got this machine, we opened it up and put in just that little drive, and so it's been a couple of years. This machine does really a nice job. We caught one kid breaking into the car and got that successfully exported from the system and sent off to the police department. So I think it's kind of proves its value right there when it does something like that. So let's go ahead and take out a few screws here. Now we'll open this up, and there's not much in there, is there? So that's an old laptop drive. So it's pretty old. I don't know if there's a date on this thing. Let's see if I can find it. So it's a J9100. We'll look up that code and see what that actually is. Okay, let's go ahead and pull this apart. And so since this was a laptop or a 2.5-inch drive, I had to put it in a little weird. So the drive seems to be performing fine. I'll repurpose it for something, and I'm sure we'll find a use for it in a little pie machine or something, whatever, and who knows. It's a spinner drive, so might have some value down the road. Although I'm finding if I have a little drive, I just assume have a solid state drive. Okay, so now we're opened up, and it looks pretty clean in here. I'm going to go ahead and vacuum it real quick anyway. All right, so that's all right. So that's clean. So one thing I did do, I just wanted to make sure I got dust off the heatsink here. There's really not much in here other than a fan, a heatsink, and your drive. So wouldn't expect to be a lot of failure points. Now what I've got, so what we have here is the Western Digital 2 terabyte SATA drive. See the SATA connections down there. Okay, looks good. And we're just going to pop it in there. So this is a purple, so this is for security systems. They have the special mounts or whatever. It's just designed different. I'm not going to give all the details because I'm not sure what they are. So we're just going to go ahead. I guess I should see where these mounting holes, since I had a different drive in there before. Looks like I'll just use these two guys on each side. Okay, good. Sometimes you do that, you don't have enough screws sitting around. I've been doing this long enough. I got plenty of extra screws. So I didn't put those in all the way, just enough to allow them to slip in. Hopefully they'll slip into these spots there. And I flip this around. All right, so my connectors are over here, and so these are always easy to plug in. And you can do it before or after. Of course, when I get done, I'll figure out there's probably another way to do this. Okay, so that should theoretically then just sit in those holes. All right, so not going to be as easy as I thought. Because I got this cable right here. There we go. That's it. One fits. Okay. So it just needs to loosen up just a little bit. And that should do it. There we go. Okay. All right, looks good. So one thing about this drive, you can see it's got a lot of ventilation on this side of the drive. But this will probably make more heat. Loosen up a little bit. This will probably make more heat than the smaller drive here. As you can see the difference in size and thickness. So this never had any problems with heating or anything, overheating. I don't imagine this will either. It seems to be a decent enough airflow through here. That's not a problem. But let's go ahead and we'll put this back together, and then we'll walk over and reinstall it on the system. So let's put the top back on. Okay. All right, looks good. All right, let's put this back over and we'll install it, and then we'll look at the procedure for getting it I guess it'll reformat the drive and then start recording. So let's move back to the hiding place that I had this thing. All right, so we started up the system and it automatically knows we made some changes. So it asks if we want to run the startup wizard, which we'll do. So first thing, let's go to system. And here's your drive. So it detects the drive just fine. I don't know that it needs to do anything. I thought it was going to reformat it or something, but looks like it's ready to go. All right, very good.